Yo, what it do, YouTube? It's your boy ColtsTalk. We are back with another video, and today, before we head into Week 2 versus the Jacksonville Jaguars, we really want to beat, we're going to go over the pros and cons from Week 1 against the Houston Texans that can transpire going into Week 2. So, we're going to start off with the pros. Pro number 1 is that Jonathan Taylor is still a dog. Having Jonathan Taylor still be top 3 in rushing right now, and the year just started, he still has that same momentum he carried from last year and the year before. He's getting better and better and progressing each week, and every year is a good sign for the Colts because he's going to have to take some workload off of Matt Ryan and that offense if it's not seeming to work. And we all know if we give Jonathan Taylor the football, it's going to be a good sight in the near future. Moving forward after that, another pro is that Michael Pittman Jr. is stepping into his own. He's becoming his own version of himself, and he's becoming a dog. He scored a touchdown, which is a good sight. He had a very good game against Houston Texans, which is a division game that I might add. But having him stepping into being a true number 1 wide receiver is a huge bonus for the Colts and a huge bonus for Matt Ryan as well. So that is a good sight to see that Michael Pittman Jr. can be trusted if Matt Ryan throws in the football. A tall wide receiver that can go get it anywhere at point of the field. So that's a good thing. Another point we want to say is that the offensive line actually woke up in the second half. Not gonna lie, the offensive line scared all of us, and that can be a con as well. But for the pro side, the offensive line scared all of us in the first half, even the first 3 quarters in general. We were trying to figure out what the heck was going on. Is anybody going to wake up? Is too much money being invested into the offensive line for them not to have any type of blocking ability? But like I said, they did step up in the second half, which led into that beautiful drive by Matt Ryan down the field, which wound up giving us that chance to win the game. We're going to move into my next spot, which is the cons. The cons is the defensive line was struggling very much on pressure, which is the same issue we had last year. There wasn't a lot of pressure forced on Davis Mills and the Houston Texans, which is a huge problem going into next week and that we need to solve. But we cannot overreact right now because it is week 1 and a lot of teams are still trying to figure things out. A lot of good teams lost in week 1, so one of these signs can be really adjusted going into week 2. So I'm not really worried, but that is a struggle that we have to fix immediately. We need to fix the pass rush. We went out there in the offseason and got what we needed, and nothing really clicked. Like I said, in the second half, they did their thing, no problems. Number 2 of the cons, discipline. There was a lot of penalties that was just that just wasn't needed, that set it up touchdowns for the Houston Texans. A lot of penalties, passes interferences, and all this special teams on the punt block that they tried to attempt that didn't get. All of these things were just totally unnecessary. And the third con, which is piggybacking off the second con, which was penalties, was the kicking, special teams in general. We did get rid of Rodrigo Blankenship. We did bring back Chase McLaughlin, who we're very familiar with. A lot of people wanted money bag, but it is what it is at the end of the day, Money Badger. But like I said, we had to get rid of him. He had 2 kickoffs that went out of bounds to set him up on the 40-yard line, which is 2 crucial drives that we did not need, which pretty much forced them to stay in the game because we were playing a decent game. It wasn't great, but we was playing decent enough to go ahead and get the win. But setting them up to score was just a huge failure. We did not need that. And then the second one is missing the game-winning field goal, 42-yard field goal. Missing that was just another blow that we didn't need because I felt like we had a really good drive going down the field. And setting up for that field goal, and you couldn't do that, had to get rid of him. So they did cut him, which was a huge bonus for the Colts moving forward. We have a little bit of more stability in the special teams. Another con is the coverages. Coverages was really weird. The linebackers were leaving O.J. Howard on an island. They wasn't really moving in certain schemes. When they set up those 2 touchdowns for O.J. Howard, you see the linebackers on both sides did not move at all. They were just stuck. And they did, Gus Bradley did come out and say there was a lot of miscommunications and, misplacements on the zone schemes that led on those drives. So hopefully they can get all of that fixed going into next week against the Jacksonville Jaguars as well. Besides that, those are the only things I could really think of for the pros and cons. But if you can think of anything in the comment section, let me know. Moving into week 2 of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let me know the pros and cons of week 1 versus the Houston Texans in the comment section below. This is Marcus, and until next time, you've been Culture Shock.